They have the best pizza. It's mellow mushrooms.
Oh, I've never
Brought their pizza crust.
Good.
So is everybody ready? Awesome. Perfect. Well, I want to thank you all for coming this morning and getting to meet our 2 new coaches. I'm very excited about that. And that'll be the main part of our meeting today. But going around is the roster, and I want to know if you downloaded Kelly on the roster. And I put on Facebook this week about that. And I had 16 responses. And of those 16 responses, 3 of them are in the room right now. So James, pick a number between 1 and 3. 2.
You said between 1 and 3. I only had one option.
Well, count 1 and 3. Smarty pants. Smarty pants. So you would be a smarty pants.
What I do best.
Let's see, there's one more. Here we go. Interestingly enough, it was the first 3 that sent it to me that are in the room today. Oh, there's a 4th one, so you can go 1 to 4.
Do I pick a new number, guys?
No, let's stick with 2.
Okay, 2's a good number.
Okay, this is great. Eddie Robbins is number 2, so.
Hey, our marathoner.
And congratulate Eddie for running the Boston Marathon. Yeah, we had 2 people that I know. Eddie ran it and Felix.
Oh,
You remember Felix? Yeah. Felix ran it as well. Did you see him up there?
There are only a couple people running.
But rain. It was a pretty tough week for that. It was hard.
The worst.
You said it was the hardest race you'd ever run.
Just walking across, I went walking across the street and then it was 42 degrees, 30-mile-an-hour winds with rain in the face.
Historically, the worst weather they've ever had for it.
Yeah.
Oh.
But I didn't quit.
He did it.
Amen.
Yeah. I've always heard if you just get up one more time, just one more time, stand up and keep going. So you make us proud, very, very proud.
Thank you.
Very, very proud. And you were running for cancer research.
That's right.
Awesome. Did you end up meeting your goal?
Not totally.
How much you
I
lost?
mean, there's 2 goals.
Oh, okay.
There's a minimum of what they require us to raise, and I met that goal.
Got it.
But I had a real high goal, which I didn't come close to. I'm satisfied that I met the goal that they require.
What was it? Was that the 5,000?
Yeah.
Awesome.
5,000 was required, and I'm right at 6,000.
Wonderful.
I had put 12,000. That's what I'm saying. It's
You raised 6,000 that they wouldn't have had. So
right.
we are thankful for that. That is awesome. So Eddie, that little book is called The Little Red Book of Wisdom. And if you've never read that little book, it's a really short little read. And it's actually written by a man here from Atlanta. And he owns a very successful advertising agency here in town. And I'm doing my darndest to get him to come speak here. So if he's watching this YouTube video, we would love to have you come speak at our office. But he just tells the things he's learned over the years about him, how he has developed a successful business principles of that, and how he has developed people within his organization, which was my favorite part of the book. So I think you'll really
Thank you.
enjoy that. So we have a good lunch. I've heard about the mellow mushroom pizza. It's like awesome. So can we have our folks from
G&G.
I wanna go G, and I know that's not gonna be G&G to come talk to us,
Georgia
please.
National Gas. Has anyone heard of our G&G Hub program before? Cool. Alright. That's like two. So the program is very simple, straightforward, straight to the point. Anytime any one of your clients or any one of your network signs up with Georgia Natural Gas, we give you $60 every single time. You can make as much as you like on the program. We then pass that savings on to your home buyer or anyone in your network. So those folks can either opt for a $120 bill credit on their bill, or they can opt for a 10-cent discount on their rate per therm. So if their rate per therm is say 49 cents per therm online, then going through you, they would get it for 39 cents per therm. So it's a win-win on both sides. So we also have a portal where you can track your referrals, see who signed up. If you need like additional collateral pieces and things of that nature that you want to send out, you can do that from the portal as well. If you want to share on Facebook, Twitter, or anything like that, you can also do that from the portal as well. So the program, like I said, is very straightforward, very simple, very straight to the point. This here flyer, this is how you enroll, and I'm also have a sign-up sheet going around, so if you want to sign up on the program, you just need your name and email address and things of that nature so we can get you enrolled and get your referral ID number, because that's how all these referrals will be tagged back to you. So you'll be assigned a unique identifier once you enroll. This upper, there's like another, thank you. This form here is more of like a collateral piece that you can insert into like your closing packets, or if you're just out in the field, you want to hand this out, and you want to insert your referral code here, you can do that as well. So like I said, it's straightforward, straight to the point. I'm not going to overload you with additional information, but we also have a video that I would like to share with you. Primarily, it's more of like a reenactment of how the services work. So after this, I'll take some questions. If you have any questions, I'll answer them. If not, then I hope you enjoy your lunch and enjoy your tea.
Your business is 24/7, so you're always on the go. From meeting clients, to writing contracts, to scheduling inspections. What if there was an easier way to check off some of those to-dos? Take a look at the new G&G Hub by Georgia Natural Gas. With G&G Hub, it's easier than ever to share offers, earn rewards, and connect natural gas service. The best part, with G&G Hub, you simply share to earn. Anytime, anywhere, with anyone. Our new mobile interface works on all devices, allowing you to quickly and easily connect when it's convenient for you. How does it work? Simple. You'll get a unique referral code when you register. Share your code with clients, tenants, or anyone you know. You can share by email, Facebook, and Twitter, right through the G&G Hub website. Then, every time a new customer signs up with your code, G&G will reward you. And there's no limit. The more you share, the more you can earn. Sometimes you need gas service for inspections, maintenance, or winterizing a vacant property. For that, use Quick Connect. It's our online tool that provides convenience and savings. With Quick Connect, you simply provide the property details and tell us when you need service. We'll take care of the rest. From the car to the office, or anywhere on the go, rely on G&G Hub to make connecting Georgia Natural Gas easy. Visit us at gng.com/GNGHub to get started.
Like I said, it's straightforward, straight to the point. Any questions in regards to the program? We also have Quick Connect. That's what she was saying about short-term service. So if you have a property that needs to be turned on for like temporary use, we pay half of that connection fee for you. So if you know anyone that needs that service, we pay half of that for you as well. And I also like to leave people with the fact that if anyone went through this program all of last year and received that 10-cent discount on their rate per therm, they would have received the lowest rate out of the top 3 marketers in the state of Georgia. So that's just peace of mind knowing that when your customers are coming over to our company, when your clients are coming over to our company, they have peace of mind knowing they're receiving the lowest rate possible. And I would like to do one giveaway, a $50 Visa gift card. I just have a question. So you already know the answer, right?
Yes.
Yes, I'll take the card.
Does anyone know how much the person in 2017, the maximum that we actually paid out to one person all of last year, the amount that we paid out on the program?
$360.
360.
$1 million.
That would be awesome.
$2,200.
22? No?
727.
He's close.
Oh, $10,000.
$10,000 it is.
Wow,
Just just
$10,000.
We paid out,
What?
yeah, we paid out $10,000, and it was actually Justin Landis, and his team.
Then we
so
should
he
know.
plugged it in.
Yeah.
All right.
Wow.
And so I have the gift card. I just need to get your information after the meeting. And
Oh,
I'll
I
get
see
you
how
that
that
gift
goes.
card. Trust me, I got it.
Okay, I've got one for you too.
Yes.
So the first person to email me their personal code, I'm ready to switch to GNG.
Oh.
Alright, okay? So the person who sends me via email, rmatthews@kw.com, I actually have the piece of paper in my notes I brought this week to get accomplished
Okay.
to change my gas carrier.
There you go.
So the first person to send me their code can send in a referral
There
for
you go.
me.
There you go.
So
That's good.
I'm multiplying your Visa
There you go.
card to somebody by another $60.
There you go.
So, but
There you
I
go.
really plan to do that this week, so
Yep.
that's pretty awesome.
All right. Thank you.
My pleasure.
there.
Thank you, George. Okay, Charlie.
All right, that was a nice, tough act to follow there. It was a nice-
How much you giving away, Charlie?
Yeah.
What you got,
Anybody want
Charlie?
$50? No, I just have a postcard to share with you guys. But I'm a closing attorney. My name is Charlie Pollard with McMahon & McLeod Heller. I want to be the person that you call when you need help from a closing attorney. This is hot off the presses. A postcard just came out from Fulton County, taxes. I hadn't talked about taxes in a good 3 or 4 weeks. So,
You big downer.
so everybody knows this was coming, right? Because they got in the big problem last year, all the political backlash because the taxes kind of went up majorly without much notice. Well, the notice is starting to come now. The last couple of days, if you live in Fulton County, you've got a postcard, which we're going to post this on our Instagram account. So if you need to share that, please grab it and throw it out to your list. But it's going to come out. The assessments are coming out in late May, is what this says. And it says because property in Fulton County is becoming more valuable, most property owners will see an increase in values to reflect in our notices. So it's coming out in May. You're going to get a lot of phone calls from people, and you can, we are too. But what the thing that comes out in May is the assessment. That's not the final bill. But it's going to tell you what the bill's going to look like, though, if you don't do anything about it. You have 45 days to file the appeal. And Hap Richardson, who's
I was gonna say.
who's also an attorney, but also has his license here with this office and has for many years. That's basically all his legal practice is right now is processing those appeals. So he's going to be a busy guy this year. And if that was me, that's who I would call if I were you. So it's coming out. You're going to get phone calls in the next couple of weeks. So just be ready for it. So that's all I got today.
Awesome. If you don't know how, he has these cubicles right outside the door here. And Hap is an attorney, and as Charlie said, the main focus of his practice is challenging tax assessments.
Yeah, he's challenged 4 for us personally.
How'd
Did a
it
great
go?
job. You won them all.
Won them all. And he's not terribly expensive, I don't think. I think he's very, 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 very reasonable
Very
in his pricing.
Compared to what you would pay, it's a home run.
So if you have clients that need their tax assessment, I would certainly give Hap a call. And thank you for keeping us in the loop, Charlie. CBC.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Morning.
Joe Travados,
Jim
Jim
Heitzer.
Heitzer. First of all, we want to thank everybody for all the support that comes out of this office. Thank you so much. Our business is doing really well, and wanted to just tell you how grateful we are to be part of the Peachtree Road family. So thank you for that. Today I want to talk about appraisals. We talked about taxes, so it's a good segue right into appraisals. But what I want to talk about
something fun.
it is fun. It's really fun, right? So let's talk about the fun part
I'm
first.
teasing.
Does anybody want to talk about hernia surgeries?
No!
Okay, go
All right,
ahead.
so here's what
You're
we're
saying it could
seeing.
get worse.
You know, so you have to show up for surgery a couple hours early, right? No, just kidding. So, what we're seeing is there's a lot of emotion in real estate, right? That's no secret. I'm not telling you anything you don't know. But what we're seeing is that in this time of year, it's always the same kind of dynamic where we have a lot of excitement. We're right in the middle of the spring market, right in the busy season, and the appraisals are looking back, right? So when an appraiser looks at it, they're looking at comps from previous sales, not the ones that are being listed or that are going to be sold next month, right? So what's happening is that we're still in the seller's market, and we're seeing multiple offers come in, and we're seeing the prices get ratcheted up, right? Escalation clauses in the contracts and all that good stuff. So from a buyer standpoint, what we're seeing is that they get really excited, right? And if something's listed, say at like 400, right? They're thinking, wow, 400, and it gets ratcheted up to 450. In that moment, they're like, wow, well, it's just another $50,000. And it means to me maybe $100 a month in payment or whatever it might be, and they're really excited about it, right? Until the appraisal comes in, and the appraisal comes in at 400 because that's what it's worth, or that's what the comps say it's worth, right? We can make the argument that a piece of property is worth what someone's willing to pay for it, right? So I would make the argument that yes, it is worth 450. However, the bank doesn't look at it like that. The bank's going to lend on the lower of the sales price or the appraised value. So what that means is that now the buyers went from being ecstatic because they finally won the contract, right? They bid it all the way up. They were the highest bidder. They got it, but now the appraisal comes in and it's like totally deflated, right? So what we try to do is we try to say, okay, you can pay more, but what's going to happen if the appraisal comes in low? Well, one of three things are going to happen. Number one, it's going to kill your deal. That's the worst thing. Number two, the buyer can pay the additional money, right? So when you're putting in escalation clauses, have a conversation with us to make sure that the buyer understands that if that appraisal comes in low, they're going to have to stroke a check for the difference, right? I mean, that's probably the biggest snafu that we're seeing now is that they're willing to pay more, but then when they realize they have to bring the extra cash, now all of a sudden they're not so happy, right? So we try to have that conversation up front. Well, the third thing that could happen is you negotiate somewhere in the middle, which everybody knows it's better. It's like what you say was hernia surgery?
In the ballpark.
Yeah, in the ballpark. So just wanted to just say that, you know, just be aware of that, especially now as we go forward. You know, next month will be better than this month, right? Because now we have the comps, right? We have all the sales. But right now we're still seeing appraisals coming in with comps that are, you know, from December and January, which really we all know that that's a little bit of a different market than where we are today.
And in that, if an appraisal is low and you have comps that you say, okay, why weren't these used? I had a situation this week with another agent in a company I won't mention, but they got a big balloon. So they sent me comps for the reconsideration. They were the 3 comps that were already used on the appraisal. Okay, so, you know, if you send comps, make sure that they weren't used on the appraisal itself, and we'll be able to tell you if it was a good appraisal or a bad appraisal right off the bat. There.
So just keep that in mind, yes.
How are you guys, or are you guys seeing in multiple offer situations the appraisers taking that multiple offer into consideration?
Yes.
When appraising above list price?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because they'll see it, and you'll see, I
I'm
mean, on a
looking
lot
at
of,
Lisa, she's like about to burst over there.
on a lot of offers that we're getting recently, you'll look at the contract and it says, we'll pay $15,000 or we'll pay $20,000 over list price. So they know if it got there that it was a multiple offer situation. So.
Lisa, do you?
Well, and it's a tough scenario because you can put that, I have put that in an appraisal before. There were multiple offers that went to this. I've had the agent send me copies of, not the whole thing, but at least so that I can see that they were legitimate offers and put that into the appraisal, but still, that's not a closed sale, they're
right.
still looking for closed sales.
Yeah, and the other part is, you know, a lot of times you might have a multiple offer in a townhouse or a condo. Okay, it's only going to be worth what the other townhouses have sold for in that townhouse. Just because you're willing to pay more doesn't make the valuation more for that townhouse.
And the other thing that becomes problematic, you can look and say, okay, well, December and January was a lower market, so you can put in time adjustments to increase.
Right.
But that gets slapped down real quick from a reviewer if you've got them across the board. If you don't have any that are recent enough that they didn't need that time adjustment, if all of them have that time adjustment, then that looks like you're just trying to inflate the value.
Then that's another trigger.
And that's another problem.
I was just gonna say, to help our appraisals, we've been reaching out to other listing agents who we know have gone under contract and asked them for the first page of their bound copy and presented that contract to the appraiser to show them, hey, this will comp out, right? Or this is set, like let's say it was set to close 2 days after the appraisal was set, right? They've gone through that process. We've used that to help us get a higher appraisal.
That's a really great idea, that works.
Yep.
So, to Cara's point, she's saying, what happens if you have things that are on the contract that haven't closed yet?
But they're like, it's
Right.
a week afterwards, they've gone through the appraisal, then that can be helpful.
Absolutely.
And it's also helpful if you're able to be out there to talk to the appraiser. I mean, most times we would frown upon that, but especially in the situation of new construction or something of that caliber where it's not listed on MLS, you might wanna be out there to show what the previous sales were. Okay, so there are all ways to get around it. The biggest thing that Joe was trying to say, if you get something that's $50,000 over, it's not gonna be a surprise that it didn't appraise. A couple of $1,000s is not, out of the realm, but when you get into this multiple offer situation, it's not going to appraise there. There's nothing at that valuation. It's almost like an auction at that point, and everybody just gets excited.
Everyone gets excited, and it's like an auction, and next thing you know, we're here, and then the appraised value is there, and how do we bridge that gap? So all we're saying today is let's have that conversation in the front of the process, not in the back of the process, right? And that's it. Any other questions?
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I see Amanda Churchwell. Amanda, do you have anything you want to tell us right quick?
Yes. We want your business. That's what I want to tell you. Contract to close, listings. We have an awesome new team member on our listing team. She's fully trained. She comes with experience. Amazing. So we have even more power to help you. Don't forget, same day service. Get your stuff in by noon, and we got you in. So if you've got those last minute sellers that are like, okay, I'm finally ready, and I want it today. We got you covered, okay? So we're here for you guys. Amy's up front till noon, but you can call her anytime during the day. So
Thank you so much for what you all do for us as well. I don't know if you've ever had that anomaly where you do get that last minute call, you're ready to go in, and Amanda is so good and her team to help us get it in there by the day of if we need it. So, Ashton and Nancy, come up front, please, ma'ams. While they're coming, we started a program last year with Madeline Suits for people who are capping agents who have already capped. So, in essence, they've graduated. Dory's done a good job and graduated them from the productivity coaching program, and then giving those people an opportunity before they really go into the heaviness of the commitment of MAPS coaching at the mastery level for $1,000 a month, in a place to move them from that capping status to about 6 to 7, 8 million, where they're sustainable and ready to go into mastery. So these two ladies have stepped up to the plate and want to be part of that coaching team. So I wanted you to meet them today, get to know them a little bit, who they are, what their strengths are, what their ideas are on coaching. So, who goes first?
So, I'm Nancy. And,
that was great.
She's taking
yeah. So I go between hot and cold. My office is right here, and it's freezing, and here it's kind of warm right now, but it's cool. So the oh my gosh, there's a lot of stuff that I wanted to talk with you guys about as I was figuring out what it was and where I was coming from, and what was I going to say, and what was I going to share, and how vulnerable do I want to be, and what do I want to talk about, and the transparency of everything. And so I think I'm just going to start off with my story, and go from there. And so the first thing I want to express is just immense amount of gratitude and appreciation for this opportunity. Robin, to me, and Bill, Robin has always been somebody who has just completely seen the possibility in me and the possibility in you know, whether it was a career or whatever it was, and I really respect that about you, and I appreciate you holding that space for me to step into.
You've never not lived up to the potential.
It's very humbling. So thank you for that. And then Ashton, Ashton is, can I say badass?
You can see it.
I think you just did.
So Ashton's amazing, and then to be in a space with you and just on this journey with you. You know, when we were meeting the other day, it was Ashton, myself, Robin, and Madeline, and it was just like, whoa, like, you know, these ladies are amazing. So I appreciate being in that same space.
All badasses.
So, so I was an operating partner. My background is in restaurant management. I was an operating partner for EC's Marketing Bakery, and we were up in Buckhead, and I had a staff of 122 employees, 10 managers, and we were doing, I don't know, $400,000 a week in business. And so, you know, people would come in and buy their Chastain boxes, and they go to Chastain, and you know, it was a big operation. It was very high pressure. I was working 90 hours a week. I was, at the time, we did not have children, and I was overweight. I thought I was happy. I was all about the production and just like pushing it and forcing it, and you know, that Doberman with lipstick kind of persona, and it wasn't working. I was making a ton of money. I never saw Bill. And so I called my CEO, and I was like, Rick, this isn't working. He got on a plane, he flew to Atlanta, he's in Dallas, Texas. He handed me a $25,000 bonus check, said, I will pay you to stay. He's like, this is just you. You just keep this because you've earned this, but I'm gonna, you know, we can double your salary, and we could do this, da-da-da. And I was like, no, it's not worth it. So I took 3 months off. 2 weeks after I left EC's, I got pregnant. And I was like, oh, so this is what happens when you see your husband. And I was like, oh my gosh. So I was interviewing for, you know, director of operations positions for Fifth Group and Eclipse de Luna, and like I was getting all these different job offers in, and I was like, no, I want to hang out a minute. Like, I want to be that mom. Like, I want to be, you know, in my kid's life, and I want to be part of that. Now, mind you, I never, ever wanted children. We had that conversation. We were like, nope, we're never going to have kids. And then lo and behold, here I am, right? So, so fast forward. So we have Rex. 9 months later, I get pregnant again. We have Lucas. So they're 17 months apart. Fast forward, and now I'm like in baby poop and baby Einstein, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I'm pulling out my hair. So I was like, what am I going to do? So, you know, Bill has been in business since 2001 when we moved down from New York City, and he was super successful, great individual agent, you know, top in the, at that time he was with Coldwell Banker. And he's like, why don't you get your license? He's like, you do everything anyway. And I was like, okay, cool. So I'm gonna get my license. So, you know, did the online thing, and got my license. Got my license in the worst real estate market in history. So I was studying in 2009, and I was all about like the short sales and the tax liens and the foreclosures and going on the courthouse steps, and you know, he's all about like the referral-based business, and I mean, you know, that's how we made it, was the referral-based business. And so I'm at Coldwell Banker, and I'm literally like, we're like button heads. Like, he has clients and I have clients, and your clients aren't my clients, and it was like, this just is not working. Like, something's got to switch. So I met Lowell, who's out of this office, and we were working on this deal together out in Sandy Springs, and it was 5 lots. It was awesome. It was a development that we were working out, a D in right on Bridgewood Valley, and he's like, you gotta come and look at Keller Williams. I was like, okay. So we come in, and you know, I'm all like, okay, what's this about? And you know, we knew we needed to make a change, so we interviewed every single brokerage in the city, every single one. And we're drilling them. Oh yeah, we're drilling them. And you know, the Dorsey also. Can I talk about that? Anyway, we'll talk about that offline. So we come over here, and we meet Robin, and it was just like like stars align, you know, that welcome home feeling, that just really beautiful experience of being in a place that was amazing. And so we signed up immediately. So that was in July of 2012. And within the year, we tripled our income, utilizing the systems and the tools of Keller Williams, and utilizing, you know, the tutelage of Robin and the team that was here. And it was very apparent that I had the ability to go 90 hours a week again. And I had, you know, so like went right back into production. And I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. And so now we had the kids, and we had the business, and we were incorporating, and then I was like, this is not cool. Like, I'm going down that same road again, you know, like I'm in production, and that's the kids, and I did. So we decided at that moment to switch and to really change gears. And you know, a long time ago when I was with Houston's before Easy's, I had read 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey, and I got certified in that. So I opened up that book again, and just really started drilling down on some principles. And one of the main principles in that book is PPC balance, production versus production capability. And another way of looking at production versus production capability is the production, the amount in which you produce, those are the golden eggs, and the production capability is the goose. If I'm the goose, and I'm working 90 hours a week, and I'm not seeing my husband, and I'm not doing this, and how is my health? How is my relationships? How is my business doing? Yee. So we decided to incorporate that into the business, and the essence of that principle is sustainability. So I don't know about you guys, but I'm planning to live to 125, and I teach my kids the same thing, like limitless, boundless possibility. And so you do that through sustainability, and you do that through incorporating health and your relationships and your business, or you know what we'll call life, into that. And so it's a balance. Another way of looking at PPC is external versus internal. So who's having a rockin' spring right now? Like rockin', closings, people are calling, you're going on listing appointments, you're going on buyer appointments, you're just like rockin'. So all of these different things are external hits that you're getting. This feels great, I'm going to the bank. I'm getting my car washed, I get to dress up nice, this is spring, woo, smells good in Atlanta. So those are great, those are amazing things that they're coming from external sources. So when your business goes into seasonality and things start heading down, so how do you feel then? Like, how do you feel when the phone stops ringing? How do you feel when, you know, the closings aren't at 9 or 10 or 2 or 3 or whatever your number is? Like, how does that feel internally? Like, what are you utilizing every day to inspire yourself to get out of bed? So that's the internal piece. So the internal comes from within, right? And so there's got to be things associated with your faith in yourself and your faith in your relationships and your faith with your business that drive you to do the things that you're going to do when things aren't happening because of the nature of spring or the nature of December. So those are the things that I'm interested in coaching in. And it's the production specializing in balance. So one of the things that we're going to integrate, let me put it this way. The purpose of my coaching business with Robin is for you guys to do the 4 conversations, to move from that deal-to-deal mindset, that paycheck-to-paycheck mindset, into a business owner mindset, fully incorporating balance in your relationships, balance in your business, balance with yourself. So we'll utilize the 4 conversations, the contracts, appointments, closings, and profit. And we're going to utilize the tools that Keller Williams is amazing, right? I mean, who wants to triple their income? Yeah, and then we're gonna and then we're going to utilize the balance approach of that principle, that PPC balance, for the sustainability of the business, the sustainability of the goose, so that you can do the things that you want to do and fund that perfect life, right? So it's super important. So who am I looking for to coach? I'm looking for 10 clients that are say-do ratio. What's that? You do what you say you're gonna do. You have a high integrity. You live 80-20, and 80% of the time you do what you said you're gonna do. Who have a respect for themselves and are interested in expanding themselves such that they live an amazing life. They're interested in a greater version of themselves. Right. So those are the folks that I'm looking for. And my commitment to you is that I'm 100%. I'm gonna show up with you in person, eyeball to eyeball, in the trenches, so that you guys experience yourselves at that next level. So I'm gonna bring my resources and my experience and my knowledge and accountability so that you guys get to experience yourselves and sustain yourself, and you learn how to sustain that across the board in perpetuity, and then you can teach it to your kids. I mean, it's a skill set. So that's my commitment to you. Do you guys have any questions?
Where do I sign up?
I was gonna say the same thing. You already did, baby. We're celebrating 19 years at the end of this month.
That's a strong one.
Yeah.
All because of the eyes.
Yes, all because of the eyes.
He fell in love with her eyes, he said.
Yeah, that's awesome. So I'm an open book. I'm totally transparent. So if you have any questions, or I just laid a lot out there. It's definitely real estate associated with being, an amazing person. So things may come up after, and like I said, our office is right here. So whatever you guys need, or any questions or anything like that. Jonathan's been coaching with Bill for a long time, so you can ask him too.
Thank you, Nancy.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Tough act to follow, guys. So I'm just gonna do the exact opposite of what Nancy just did. So just whatever you got out of her, I'm gonna be the exact opposite. That's why we're here. That's why we're here today. So I am. Some of you guys might already know my story. I'll keep it short and sweet. I came to Atlanta almost 10 years ago, and I didn't know anyone. And last year, I did over 90% in repeat or referral-based business and over 125 transactions. Yeah. So in 4 years. So what I'm going to teach my coaching clients is exactly how to do that. What is the nitty-gritty of going from absolutely 0 to 125 and beyond? So if you're looking to increase your business, double, triple, quadruple, and even more, then I'm the coach for you. I really am looking for those big thinkers who have a limitless mindset, aren't necessarily looking for complete balance in their life.
Because I can't get her to take a vacation.
Because this is what I do. This is what honestly gives me energy. And I'm so excited about this opportunity, and thank you guys so much for having me here, because Robin knows that one of my biggest drivers at this point is to give back, and is to make possibilities happen and dreams come true for agents like you guys. So I am pursuing MAPS coaching as well. So this is an opportunity for me to utilize those skill sets and lots of cool wisdom and pass it along to you guys and get you from whatever you're doing to a level where you can enter into mastery coaching and have some really great success. So get you the leverage that you want and you need, take you from E to P, and make some stuff happen. So I know mine was a little bit shorter, and but that's kind of to the point. That's the way that we're going to be in the coaching sessions as well. So we'll have our time together. We'll do the same thing, one-on-one, eyeball to eyeball, and we're going to utilize the systems, tools, and technology that Keller Williams provides, and especially that Keller Williams Peachtree Road provides in person from a training standpoint. And we're gonna make it happen. So I am also looking for 10 individuals who want to take their business to the next level and beyond.
Can you see why these two are standing in front of you? Mm-hmm. Different personalities, different I started to say different mindsets on business. That is not true. They both have the same mindset on business. They both have different approaches to
Different
it.
paths to getting there, right?
And so my goal in this was to have people that someone in the room would identify with one or the other of them and go, I want that or I want that. Two totally different paths and avenues, but both directed to the life worth living part. Both directed to that. So it's going to be an interesting ride. I'm going to be sending out this afternoon to everybody both Nancy and Ashton's email address and their phone numbers so that they can reach out to you and talk to you about how to go forward. Is that fair? Perfect. Any questions of these two ladies? You speak now or forever hold your peace, because once you sign up, I've got a feeling it's going to go fast.
Yeah, I have a question. So do we need to meet with them individually to understand what the program looks like, or can we talk about that now?
Yeah, we can talk about that now. It's going to be exactly like Madeline's, and that's a great question. It's going to be exactly like Madeline's in that you will meet with them one-on-one for 30 minutes every week. And I think they're going to be coaching, is it 41 weeks?
Yeah,
40 weeks a year. 40 weeks a year. They're following the MAPS coaching schedule is really what it is, and they coach 40 weeks a year. So they will, go to mega camp and all those things, and they won't be coaching during that time. You set up your times directly with them, and you pay them by putting 5% on your green sheet when you have a closing. That's like a referral agent. Okay? So instead of having to pay whether you sell or you don't, you pay when you sell. Because their goal is to increase that business, and they'll be paid on that.
It's for cappers and above.
Cappers and above. Great question. Everybody understand how it works?
Yeah, what we'll be doing, guys, is once we get like an interest list together, via email that Robin will send out, we'll put together, I think we're both gonna do kind of a group style meeting, both of us separately with the potential coaching clients, and kind of seek some alignment and ground rules and how this is all gonna shake out. And then at that point we'll get your buy-in, and then we'll sign contracts and all that good stuff, and start the coaching. Our goal is to begin coaching by June 1st. So that's the goal.
Yeah, what a great time. I mean, third quarter, everybody's on summer break. I just think it's a great time to get to really engage everybody and get them rolling.
It's also when the real estate roller coaster starts to go down the hill. So we
I'm going to carry you
up.
through that.
Yeah.
Any other questions for these two crazy ladies?
We made them quiet today.
Question.
Matt.
When you say for cappers, so what happens when your cap ends and you're in coaching? Do you have to stop?
5%.
No, but
You continue.
you continue. Okay.
Yeah, just if you've capped once, if you've transitioned out of Dory's program, this is essentially the next step out of that program.
Yeah.
But before you're really ready, KW's Mastery is really for folks that are above that $6 to $8 million point. Where you can really confidently commit to that type of
12,000.
Yeah.
We're trying to bridge gap and get you ready for that, if that makes sense.
while not losing any momentum there.
Feel good? Awesome. Perfect. Thank you, ladies.
Yeah.
So much. I'll send that out this afternoon so you have it. Kenya's going to be here just young.
Yeah, great.
I want to talk to you for just a minute before Kenya comes up. I need a stool about shorter.
We have a hacksaw.
You need a hacksaw, yeah. Thank you. I want to talk to you for just a minute about this technology.
technology thing that's going on in our world. Do we have an eraser
We
anywhere?
do.
Thank you, perfect. And get your thoughts on it. By the way, how many in this room have downloaded Kelly? If you haven't downloaded Kelly, please do that. And we talked a little bit about Kelly is about 2 years old, right? And so we're trying to teach her, and we're trying to train her. Has anyone in this room had the experience where you clicked on something online, let's say it was something shopping wise, and then the next 4 or 5 times you were online, something similar to that reappeared? All the time. Do you realize you were training a Kelly then? Artificial intelligence was seeing what you clicked on and what you liked, and you were training your computer to pick that up again, or the program that you were in to pick that up again. A friend of mine was in a hotel room and had laid her phone down, and Siri was on. She hadn't completely cut Siri off, and she started talking about a product with her roommate in the hotel room that she was looking to purchase, and they both got online the next day and had that product on their computer. That's a little weird. That's a little weird. Wouldn't you agree? Yeah. That's a little weird. What is so important about getting that kind of information, however, for that company that sells that widget? Why do they want that you were talking about that? Say it again?
I think competition, they wanna be the first to.
They wanna be the first to you and
To market.
to market. They wanna market to you.
Relevant information.
They want relevant information that you're going to be interested in.
And they know who their demographic is by that point. So they know exactly who to target and how to target them in a way that would cause them to go, whether it's online or in person, and click and purchase.
And click and purchase. So they're gathering data, right? So what I want you to understand is the more data that you can gather about your clients personally, can you help them better?
Yes.
Perfect. Does that make sense now? Okay, now, Kelly is a little girl. She's itty bitty. She's going to grow up, and she's going to grow up really fast. And the reason I'm asking you so much to download her and to start sending out your referral requests, how many have started doing that? Sending somebody to your referral network. There was over, I think this number will astound you. I wrote it down. So far, there's been 8,326 referrals sent through Kelly in just about 3 weeks. That's a lot. And if you all are going on sites and asking for referrals, that's great, but what if you had them already in your network? You already had them in your network, and how many of you have been receiving requests from people you don't know? I have too, and I recognize their names. One of the first ones I got was from some of the biggest agents in Keller Williams. So they're building that referral network, and they're building it fast. And I would strongly suggest that you do the same, so that if somebody's looking for an agent in Atlanta, if you're part of their network, then they're gonna look to you first. And you can put all your information in your profile, and they can go pull that and find you easily. I want to talk to you about technology a little bit more from this standpoint. Let's think about a consumer that goes, gonna start looking for a house. How many of them, do you know how many of them start online?
95%.
Yeah.
The actual number is 96%. Start online. When they're online, they're just beginning. They're kind of just looking around. What will X buy in X city? What will houses look like? They're just looking around, okay? 96% start online. How many of those do you think actually end up buying through a realtor?
4%.
4%? 94. 80. 95. So 89% still buy through a realtor.
You mean on the buy side?
Yes, right now I'm
Yeah.
talking about buyers. 89% still buy through a realtor. And oh, by the way, on sellers, it's more like 91% still use it as a seller. But this is on the buy side. So I want you to think about this question. Do you enable tech or does tech enable you? Do you enable tech or does tech enable you?
I think tech enables me.
You think tech enables you?
To do
A combination
To
of
do
both.
more, or a combination of both?
That's it, tech. All you have your phones in front of you all the time, right? So
You do have your phones in front of you.
tech
all.
enables.
But we're the ones that put the information online for them
I was
to see
about
in
to
the
say,
first place.
we enable that information the same way Zillow would be considered tech, and we enable Zillow with all that information.
She's saying, does tech enable us? I mean, you wouldn't say it doesn't. I mean,
It's both.
people-
No, I'm saying it does, but by the same token, we enable it to work for us.
Gosh, I mean, it wasn't just placed on the earth, right? I mean, we enable it, right?
Okay, and this is the whole point of my discussion, so I'm gonna let that sit there. Do you enable tech or does tech enable you? Where does, let's talk about some tech companies in real estate. Name me one.
Open door,
Open Door.
line desk, knock.
What else?
So,
Zillow. What else?
Realtor.com.
What else?
Revenue.
Brevity. What else?
Would you consider like a CRM that's done online as part of that?
A CRM that's done online, what's that?
Yeah, that's tech.
That's tech. Who gives it the information?
We do.
So are you driving it, or is it driving you?
We're driving.
You're driving it. If it has to get its information from you, understand you've given it to them. So I'm going back to who collects the most data usually wins in the marketing department. Would you agree with that statement? He who collects the most data usually wins in the marketing department.
Google.
Do you know who Google, he just said Google. Do you agree they're good data collectors? Do you know what they just bought?
Zillow.
No? This is something you actually have in your homes. Some of you actually have in
Alexa?
your homes. Nest.
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 Wow.
They just bought Nest. Why do you think they bought? You know what Nest is, by the way? It's that lovely little thermostat.
Camera.
It's a camera. It's a recorder. Do you realize you teach Nest how to behave? Do you realize Nest gets smarter the longer Nest is on your wall? Nest learns your habits. Nest learns your patterns of coming in and going out. So it eventually learns to program itself, right?
Which is great and scary all
Which
at the
is great
time.
and scary at the same time.
It is, yeah.
That's what we've got to do to Kelly. Because eventually, and the quicker we can get this downloaded thing to where we have so many powerful agents on it, the quicker we can say to these companies, and we want your data back, boy. And the more data we have, it will eventually be able to do a CMA for you so local that it knows what other houses have sold for in that area because of the data you've given it. Would that be a huge advantage to you if you're on the spot? We gotta grow Kelly up. We gotta grow Kelly up because I don't know about you, but I am sick and tired of people thinking Zillow and their deadline estimates are the gospel truth.
It's not.
It's not. It's not. It's just not. But how many of you ever gone into a listing appointment and the seller says my estimate is blank, so you must be an idiot when yours doesn't match it.
Unless it's lower than what they think it ought to
Yeah,
And then they're like, oh,
yeah, then they fuss. And I always still think it's very interesting that another one of those tech-enabled companies is for salebyowner.com, who sold his house with the realtor. And who owned it. He sold his house with the realtor because he could not sell it for salebyowner.com. He ended up selling it to the realtor. Okay, so here's what I want you to see. We're teaching Kelly everything. And every time you put things on your green sheet, like, was there any closing costs? Okay, you know, you put that on there, right? You're teaching Kelly, because all that information is going in there to teach her. You're teaching Kelly, if you put a co-op agent on there, which companies do transactions inside of each other. By the way, did you realize that Keller Williams does more transactions with Keller Williams agents than any other company in Atlanta by a huge old big long shot? So Mr. Seller, do you want to list with a company that actually sells your property versus just listing? When I was selling, my slogan was, who lists your home does make a difference. Because some people say, well, it doesn't really matter, you can bring a buyer. True? I can. But what if my company could do both? Would we not get it done fast? Good stat to know, by the way. So, what I want you to see is, there's gonna be an opportunity for you to train technology, and it's coming through Kelly, to where she will get to the point that she can look up and say, oh, in zip code 30319, prices are 98 or 102% of list price, their average days on the markets are, and she can tell you that when you touch her.
And down the road, it'll even get a little bit deeper, where it's in that area code for a home that was built in 2008, you can expect inspection costs to be around $1,570 and just go on, so that when you are walking into that appointment, you could just say, hey, listen, based on construction in this area, you can anticipate on average, this is what homes are selling for, and these are the types of inspection costs people are paying. So the one with the power wins, the one with the data wins.
The one with the data winner. How many were in Keller Williams about 6 years ago when Gary started KWLS? How many even know what KWLS is? Perfect. It's our own listing service. And so putting our listings in our own KWLS gives us more opportunity for data. And the more data we have, the more we're going to, it's just like a Nest. Does that make sense? Google paid, I think it was $4 billion for Nest. That little device that hangs on your wall that you train. So I want us to be agents who use technology to help us do our job well, but I don't want the technology to drive us, because let me show you just a fine line of difference. I'm just gonna pick on one that I just happen to know about, this one right here. They think so much of your profession and what you do that they're willing to pay you a salary to do it for them. Salaries are pretty awesome, right? Because you live on this.
Is that a month?
We couldn't live on it. But you know what we're doing is giving up we're giving up to them. They're doing the lead generation for us. Because they're being technology driven and getting the leads first. And then hiring agents at $30,000 a year to be a professional and go list that house and do all the things. No, not so much. But my point is they got the lead first. They got the lead first. Now, you'll probably outdo them on the presentation, I get that, but here's where I wanna go with you. If, you know, you've heard Gary say so many times, if you will build a fortress around your database, if you're the point of contact, if you're the person they call first, and they don't get online first, or they do, but they always work through a realtor, how do you make sure you're still in that loop? And that's that database thing. And it was our companies in our mission statement, visions, and beliefs. One of our beliefs was it's your business driven by the individual real estate agent and their sphere of influence. And I'm just saying to you, I want you to protect that sphere of influence at all costs. And how do you protect a sphere of influence?
Call them.
Say it again.
Contact them.
Contact them always. Call them. Stay in touch with them. You be the source of information for them. If they need a plumber, it's you they call. They don't go on Angie's list. You be that person. You be that person. How many of you like to have people call you to come list their house rather than you having to make cold calls in the neighborhood? And the rest of you are lying that didn't raise your hand. You know, I'm not stupid. You don't enjoy picking up that phone. I know you. I've seen you whine about it. And I've also seen you whine when you didn't pick it up and stay in touch with your database, and then you see their listing come on the market. And trust me, that's an even bigger whine. That's an even bigger one. So I want you to think about this. I want you to start using your Kelly. I want you to start using that referral network. Reach out to people, let them know who you are, that you do business in Atlanta, you do business in this zip code or that zip code or however you want to do it. Start being friends with them and connecting with them on the referral network for other agents, and start getting in touch with your people so that they're not going to here or to here or to here and leaving you out of that loop. Because you gave them all this data and look what they've done to it for you. They sell it back to you, don't they? Mm-hmm. They sell it back to you. You got the listings, you put in all the information, and if you want a lead, you pay for it through them. I want you to get the leads before. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. I hope so, because I'm very passionate about this. Guys, you know, they're talking about now an Uber service for realtors. Did you hear about that? Yeah. Where just like you could call an Uber service, you could go unlock a door.
Oh gosh.
Well, Amazon is talking about having packages delivered into the home. Mm-hmm. As soon as there's a lockbox that anybody can get into,
Lord,
they can have it. So
it can happen. So here's my point. What do they think of your profession?
That's opening doors.
That's opening doors. It's not much. So for you to make a difference, you have to make a difference. You have to be really clear on your value proposition and what you provide to sellers and to buyers. Because anyone can open a door. How many of you, just for fun, and don't just sit here and not raise your hand because I'm making a really strong point. How many of you in the last 12 months have had a contract, now I say contract, that's signed by everybody, that did not close? At least once. In the last, keep your hands up. That's a large number, folks. So your value is not always in getting the contract signed. Your value is getting it to the closing table.
That's everything though.
It's
I mean, that's
everything.
100% of it.
It's 100% of it, and that's what these folks don't realize. That's what these folks don't realize. So your value proposition, if it doesn't say that your value is getting it to the closing table and you don't talk to people about that, you missed a great opportunity, because anybody can open a door. Anybody can open a door, and you can trip over a buyer between here and the parking lot. But it's getting the buyer to the closing table that's gonna make the difference in whether you get paid or you don't. And the rest of that story is how well you're in touch with your database that determines if you get $30,000 a year or you make a realtor's income. So I'm through preaching now. I'm gonna go back to getting myself. But I'm very passionate about this for you all. Is that fair? Yeah. You get it? Okay. Kenya, talk to us a little bit about culture, and we're finished.
Yes. So, hey y'all. How y'all doing? Hey, y'all look good. President. Yes. Oh.
She says that as she looks so beautiful in her red.
So sweet. Well, just really quick, I know you've been sitting in this meeting all day and you have some great information, so I don't want to tie up more of your time while you're out there selling houses and getting on this Kelly app, right?
Yeah.
Right. So, we have just some recipients for March and April that we would love to recognize in this market center in regards to our cultural cornerstone. So, again, you know what? I see people do good lots, right? However, for each month, we can only pick one person, and then we have recipients. So again, don't bite my head off. The culture committee, we voted on this, and we hope that we can have some of your names going forward in the upcoming months. So for the month of March, it was, and I don't see him in here, John Bowden. Is he here?
We love John.
Okay, John, are you watching online? Because I know you're
Speak
taking
to
on
the camera. There he is.
Here
Hey,
we
John.
go. He is the March.
Is he on there?
Is he on? Okay. So the next recipient for this month, I see her all the time in here, and she really works hard. And most importantly, she is so sweet, so kind. Her spirit is just awesome. And that would be Sarah Miller.
I see Sarah very often volunteering to show
She
your
does.
listings if you get in a pinch, so we appreciate you so much, Sarah.
Oh, and your gift card, I'll give it to you on the way out. So some other peeps that we would like to recognize, I think you all know him, John Thompson. Please come on over. Yes,
John
you.
Thompson did
Are you
something
shy?
I gotta change that.
He always does something nice.
Appreciate you. And the next one would be, I think she had a post and she said, I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling myself. That would be Cara. You're welcome. You're welcome. And then this gentleman, he carries around a sword when he's cold calling. And so did he step out? Sammy?
Bring him getting.
Okay, we'll go get him.
Lead generation.
But have you seen that when he's lead generating, he carries around a sword, and so when he gets somebody, I don't know if he's like, he's like, maybe I need it to get my energy up, but he does a really good job. He's just super kind, so we wanted to honor him too. And then the last person, brain fart.
I'll take it.
This is so sad, brain fart.
Gonna double it next week, that's all.
I know, right? No, really. Oh wow, that is the first time this ever happened to me, being speechless. Give me a moment. John, Sammy, Cara.
Think of a blue wall.
I don't know why my name. Okay.
We'll see you in May.
Alexa.
Okay. First of all, when I come in the morning too, she is so sweet. She's like, hey, how you doing? How's your day? I hope you have a
day.
I do hope all you have a good day.
Yeah.
But however, I have to speak for me, right? And you are just, you're really sweet, and I appreciate you always doing good in the Market Center. And I'm sorry I blanked on your name. It's okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. Appreciate you.
She plays the mean game of musical affairs as well.
She does.
Oh, I'm
yes.
not as nice as that.
It's all about competition, we get it. So Sammy will get this to you, but thank you so much, and really, if you guys see somebody doing good, and that's what we're all about in this Market Center, please, please, please let the culture committee know so we can, honor them, okay? Thanks
And
a
when
lot.
is Red Day?
Oh, Red Day, oh my goodness, if you don't know by now, May the 10th, okay? There will be a video going up as well. We really need participants / donations still. So if you can give as your heart desires, please do so. We can give on Venmo. We have another link that you can also give as well. So we would love for you to do that and participate May the 10th. All right? Thank you. Appreciate you guys.
Thank you guys.